What is up, Princess Gang? It's your girl, Princess, with Evolution with Princess, and we are back with another topic in our series, healing. Ooh. No, you guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this series as much as I have. Today, I'm going to bring you another topic that was very important to me as I was going on my healing journey. Of course, I still am on my healing journey. But this was very pertinent to my growth and evolution, right? So, with further ado, let's get straight into the video. And if you have not, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell so you can always see when I post videos. Let's get into it. Shadow work. Y'all guessed it. I know a lot of y'all have probably heard about this. A lot of y'all probably know what it is. Some of you probably don't know the first thing about shadow work, but it's fine because Princess got you. So, shadow work is basically where you take a step back and you are doing the work to get in tune with your dark side. A lot of people ask me where I get the name Princess. That's a story for another day, but just know that Princess is an alter ego of mine, like legitimately. She's the one who comes out to rescue Dominique. That is my first name for those who did not know. She's the one who, when Dominique feels like she's hurt or sad or somebody done did her something, Princess on your ass. Like, you better watch out for real. But no, I've really had to heal Princess because Princess was a force to be reckoned with, y'all. I'm telling you, y'all don't know my backstory yet, but I'm gonna give it to you, okay? But shadow work is just getting in tune with that darker side. It's learning your triggers. It's learning why do you respond how you respond, right? So if we want to talk about things that would need shadow work, um, being addicted to something, whether that is prescription pills, sex, pornography, alcohol, drugs, shopping. Okay, now we're hitting me right now, right? These are all unhealthy things that we use to cope, and we're suppressing something on the inside, right? But because we're growing and we're healing and evolving, we're not doing that anymore. And a part of us digging up that dark side and cleaning it up and polishing it and putting the shine on it is shadow work. Now, I'm fixing to go into a few things with you guys that in tune shadow work. And I'm going to let you know how I do it, how it's helped me, and where I am today with it, right? So, I know that everybody has heard about this. And yes, I had to jump on the trend because your girl is a real shadow work gal. I really do shadow work in real life. This is the famous The Shadow Work Journal that you find off of TikTok. The first few pages I've read, I actually haven't got to deep sea dive into this. But this is a shadow work journal. And from my understanding, this is something that should make you dive deep into your shadow side, and it's really going to help you heal and evolve. But long before I ever had this shadow work journal, I think this was originally $20. But if you know anything about Princess, I don't believe in paying no more than $10 for something online, like true story. But I found a coupon and I got it for $8. So I'm gonna check it out, but these are good, I'm sure. I've seen other ones, but long before a shadow work journal ever hit my household, these were my journals, and I have many more. I do. I have many more of these. I manifest in these. I do shadow work in these. I do Bible studies in these. Like I work in these. I do. I real life work in these. Um, so let me share a little about shadow work and how I do it, right? So I meant to bring a pen over here so I could show y'all, like, this is real life stuff, right? What I do is get a pen and a journal, and I would take a shadow work prompt. You can Google them. You can find them on Pinterest. That's literally how I did it, y'all. Like, I'm not making this up right now. I would start to notice certain things about myself. Like when I was with my ex-husband, I noticed that, and he was the one who brought it to my attention. I noticed that every day I was literally having something delivered to our house. Literally. I was online every day shopping. And every day he would come in. This was before he went out of town. Every day he'd come in and he'd say, "Damn, you got another package? Damn, you got another package? Damn, what's in this package?" And it would always be stuff for me. It would never be stuff for him. It would never be stuff for the kids. It was me. It was for me, right? That's a problem. Like, that is an underlying issue. And a lot of y'all are probably like, "Princess, there's nothing wrong with shopping." No, it's not, right? But it's the intent behind it. It's the heart posture behind it. I seriously thought buying things online, physical, tangible things, would bring me pleasure, would fill a hole, would fill a void, and it didn't. But that was one of my coping mechanisms, was online shopping. And I would get the item and I'd use it for a little while, and then I'd toss it to the side because I was getting no pleasure in it, right? I was searching for something so much deeper than that, and I wasn't getting it, right? So that was one of the things that I needed to work on. Some things, and this is just me speaking from mere experience, some things that I needed to work on, and you may be able to relate to this too. Anger. I needed to work on my anger. I had anger towards my mother. I had anger towards my father. I had anger towards the man who raped me. I had anger towards my ex-husband. I had anger towards anybody in my childhood who molested me. And you want to know how I did the shadow work on that? You want to know how I was able to heal from that? It was through shadow work. So what I would do, and if I'm not mistaken, it's actually this journal. My best friend bought me this journal. And she even wrote me a cute little note in there, y'all. And I still keep it till this day. But I would take a pen, right? And I would go to a clean page, okay? Like so. And mama, I love you, and I know you're watching, and you know what we've been through, but I'm just going to use you as an example because you were the first one that I did the shadow work on. So let me give you an example. At the top, I would put the date. I would put the time. I would put what mood I was in. And then I would say, "Dear mama." And then I would just list like everything, like just in paragraph form, like not even bullet points, just a paragraph, just writing her a letter, telling her everything that was on my mind, everything that I ever wanted to tell her. But what I did is I envisioned, and I know this is going to sound horrible, but this is how I did it, and it worked. This was an actual prompt that I found, and it worked. I imagined that my mother and my father were both on their deathbed, and I had literally 120 seconds, 2 minutes to tell them everything that I never told them. Every emotion that I ever felt towards them. Every time they wronged me and I felt wrong, like I wrote it down on a piece of paper. I got that emotion out of me. And what this does is this is allowing your subconscious to become conscious, to where now you're acknowledging these things. You're putting it out there in the atmosphere, and we're going to let it go, right? That is how I healed myself when it came to my mother and my father. My father was absent in my life, which caused me to have daddy issues, right? That's another shadow prompt that I had to work on. I would manipulate men and I would abuse men, and I had no respect for men's authority. And if you wanted to take it there, we could, and I would every time That's not healthy. That's not healthy. So I had to go and I had to pull out my journal and I had to get my cute little pens and my highlighters and I had to write and I had to let it, I literally was letting my emotion bleed through a pen on a piece of paper. And when I'm done, I would go back and I would read it and I would do a deep sigh, let it all out. Then I'd pray about it. Then I'd take that piece of paper and I'd ball it up and I'd throw it away or I'd burn it. True story. Literally, y'all think I'm crazy? Try it. Because I am healed to a capacity, especially in that area of my life that I never thought I would be healed. I genuinely learned how to forgive my mother and my father. I can look them in their face today. Well, my dad's dead, but I can look them in their face today and genuinely say, I harbor no ill will towards you. I wish the best for you. I want the best for you. I love you and thank you for everything. And I mean that, like sincere from my heart. The man who raped me at 14 years old, I harbor no ill will feelings towards that man. I can talk about me being raped now. I can talk about me being molested now because I've healed in that area of my life. Like that does not bring me to tears. It does not waver me. I don't move off of it. I could literally sit and look that man in his face today and tell him, because of my schooling and my shadow work, that maybe it wasn't prison you needed. Maybe you needed mental help because what you did, that was more of a psychological issue, right? His desire overtook his common sense and made him do, evil things to me that traumatized me, that had me in psych wards and had me on medication. And I had to talk to all these therapists and I had to talk to these psychiatrists and I had to take anger management and I had to take counseling. See, y'all wouldn't know that by looking at me though, right? Yeah. 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 I'm just saying that out loud and on camera, like it's just doing something to me. And I'm not even going to edit this part out. I'm going to give y'all the real raw truth of Princess, because what they don't tell you is that when you're doing this shadow work and you're healing and you're growing and you're evolving, it's a lot more ugly than it is pretty. See, you see me now, right? And if you were to meet me in real life, this is really who I am. Like, I'm just this big bubble of joy. Like, shit's not always butterflies and gumdrops, but I'm going to make it butterflies and gumdrops because I dictate my destiny, right? But when you are growing and you're healing and you're evolving, you're doing that transformation. You're going through like the metamorphosis, like from the caterpillar to the butterfly. It's a painful process. It's not easy. You're gonna cry. I am a female who has a cycle and bleeds 3 days out the month, but yet I never cried. Whoo, child. You start doing that shadow work and you're gonna cry. And God is going to give you deliverance. And you're going to cry tears. Man, let me tell you something. You start shadow work, sometimes there are going to be tears that you cry that are so hard and that those tears are so real and they're just pouring profusively and they won't stop, and you don't understand why these tears won't stop and they feel so real. Baby, that's God giving you that deliverance in that area of your life. I remember when I finally healed. Let me tell you something. Like I said, not bashing my mother, right? It did more to me. That cry, healing from my mother, was a lot stronger than that cry from my rape. Real talk. And let me tell you something. It changed the dynamic of my relationship with her. You can ask my mama. I'll bring that woman on camera. I will. I will bring that woman on camera. And I'll let her tell y'all herself. I was an angry person. Anybody who knew me knew I was angry. My sister called me a bitter bitch. Ooh, probably can't say that on YouTube. a bitter bitch one time. Yeah, my sister looked me dead in my face and she said, "You have just, for years now, you've been this angry, bitter beep." I couldn't see it at the time though. It was about a year after that is when I started to realize what others were saying. You know, there used to be so many people around me who, and that's going to be, this is a video, for another topic. This is another topic in this series. It's called isolation. Because isolation is something that you undergo when you are healing. We talk about that, going under construction and how you can't allow, people to have access to you and everything, and you undergo isolation. You're by yourself. It was shortly after that I went into that isolation period. And when I went into that isolation period, I literally had to look myself in the mirror, just like I'm looking at you. And I had to tell myself, you are surrounded by so many people. Some have fake love, some have real love. They all claim to love you, though. And you may love yourself physically. You may like how you look, you may like how you do your makeup, you may like how you do your hair, you may like how you dress. But when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, I didn't like myself. But I did not know that until God started to bring me into the area where I started to heal. Because yes, I am conceited. And yes, I am full of myself. But I got to the point to where I was like, damn, Dominique, like, why are you so angry? Why do you snap at people? Why do you feel like you always have to have a whole bunch of hoes? Why do you feel like you have to manipulate men? Why do you feel like you need to drink alcohol all the time? Why, when your nerves get bad, you want to black them out? Why this? Why that? All these questions started to come into my head. And guess what? Let me show y'all my favorite one. Right? We talk about shadow work. We talk about healing. Let's talk about what this plays in the process, right? It's the Holy Bible, right? Can't tell you how many times I would sit at work in my office and I just have to pick that thing up and I just have to start reading it. And I would work, prompts, based just out of the Bible. When I read the book of Job, or when I was reading about Daniel, or when I was reading about the battle of Ai, or Cain and Abel, the story about Joseph being sold into slavery, like when I started reading these things and I started to realize that these people are literally no different from me, that's when things started to change for me. Real talk. That shadow work is going to take you to a different level. Because let me tell you something. Once you start to do that shadow work, you then start to become more in tune with yourself. You start to really heal yourself and you really start to evolve yourself. And you're in an isolation period when this is taking place. I'm telling you, like everything that I'm giving you, when you go on your healing journey, you're going to see everything that I'm telling you is going to come to pass. When you're in that isolation period and you're healing yourself and you're working on yourself and you're celibate and you're praying and you're fasting and you're doing your shadow work and you're drinking your water and you're eating your green vegetables and your fruits and you're staying away from those processed foods and you're getting in tune with your higher self, you're growing, you're glowing, you're elevating, you're leveling up, right? When you go out into the real world again, it's going to be hard for you to want to intertwine with other people. It's going to be real hard because once you heal yourself to a certain capacity, you start to see red flags in other people. And I don't say that to be judgmental, but when you're healed and evolved, your mind thinks on a higher level than the average person. And you're sitting there and you're probably trying to have a conversation with them, or there has been something to transpire between you two, and you're seeing how they're responding and how they're reacting, and you're just like, oh, that's toxic. So you're telling me that we're sitting here and, you're my significant other and we're watching TV together and my phone is, constantly going off and I'm messaging back and forth in a constant conversation. Yet it has created an insecurity inside of you. Me personally, I'm not going to deal with it. Like the dude that like I deal with now, it's funny, him and I literally just had this conversation last night. You're going to cater and nurture that to a certain aspect, but you're not going to do it with everybody. Mm-mm. When I tell people you need to go get a journal, a pen, and you need to go sit in the corner and you need to go heal, that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's that shadow work. You need to do that shadow work. Get in tune with your higher self. Let go of social media. Let go of all those people on your phone. Let go of outside distractions. Stop going to the club. Stop going to bars. Quit hopping from this dude to that dude. Really step back off the scene. Quit hopping from this woman to that woman. Really hop off the scene and focus on you. Okay? Some things that are like triggers for you, that's something you need to do shadow work on. If you find yourself always having to drink alcohol, and see, I'm only talking to my real people right now, right? Because these fake people, I'm a piss y'all off with this one, but I don't care. Like, I'm not the one to sugarcoat nothing for you, and I don't care what you think. I'm not going to argue with you. This is facts, okay? Like, I've done the work on it. If you're the type of person who feels like you always have to have alcohol, you need to go do some shadow work. If you always feel like you need to smoke weed, you need to go do some shadow work. And don't come in my comments trying to tell me, oh, I smoke weed because I like it. No, you don't. You smoke weed because you're depressed and because you want to go and venture out into another damn portal that has you not in tune with reality, so you can escape your reality because you don't want to deal with your reality. Don't come for me because I didn't stand for you. I'm here to help you, not argue with you, right? If you're the person who feels like you always have to be up under a man or a woman, you need to go do some shadow work. If you feel like food is your comfort, you need to go do some shadow work. If you find yourself yelling and hollering all the time at your kids, because I was that mom at one point, right? You know what? I'm gonna let my kids do a video one day about from when they were younger until now and how they've watched me grow and transfer. I would always yell and curse at my kids. Now, I try so hard not to yell and curse at my kids. Like, they really got to take me there. Like, for real, got to take me there because that's not healthy. It's not. If you find yourself always needing to have sex, you ain't gonna do some shadow work. Mm-hmm. If you find yourself not being able to sit still, literally, and enjoy your own peace by yourself, you always got to be up doing something, or you always got to be out moving around, going somewhere, can't sit still, you need to go do some shadow work. Probably 90% of the people watching this video needs to do shadow work. There needs to be a deep healing that I just need the Lord to just bring to planet Earth, because the world is so broken and they are so just traumatized. You need to do some shadow work. For real. I've been doing shadow work for two and a half years now. Mm-hmm. And it's helped me grow and evolve to a different capacity. Shadow work and journaling. Manifestation. I shape my reality. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. Take the time out. Go get you some cute little pens. Get you some journals. Get on Google. Get on Pinterest. Look at some shadow work prompts. Get in tune with that darker side. Really dig up that subconscious. Work out your triggers. Really get in tune with self. Heal and evolve to be the best version of you that you can be. That's all I want for any of us. I want us operating at our highest potential. We should be at our toppest peak, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually. Like, I just want us there. All right. So go do some shadow work. I hope that this helped you. I hope that me sharing some things with you has inspired you to go and start your own healing journey, to better yourself, not just for you, but for your children and for the people that you come in contact with. It's such a beautiful thing. Like, my neighbor literally just told me the other day, like, you have healed and evolved to a capacity that other people, they need to be able to sit and talk to you, because iron sharpens iron, right? And I'm trying to be sitting up there with the big bosses in the big leagues who can put me on some real game, right? It's what I want for all of us. So go do your shadow work. Mwah! I love you. Thank you for spending this time with me at Evolution with Princess. I am Princess. I love you guys. Run on over to Facebook, go like my fan page, and like I said earlier, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give this video a thumbs up if this helped you in any type of way, or if I was able to teach you something that you did not know. Until next time, bye.